I've been in the entrepreneurship world from every angle, as an employee, as a business owner, as a consultant, and as part of the investment team. And one thing that I see every single stakeholder make that can have very negative consequences for the business is succumbing to the trap of sunk costs. Sunk costs are those costs that are already gone. It's money already spent that you cannot get back, and therefore, it's not actually relevant to your future strategy, yet it somehow seems to always keep weaseling its way back into the conversation. Have you ever caught yourself saying something like, "We've already put so much into this initiative, we can't turn back now," or "I know we've invested a lot of time in this marketing campaign and it doesn't seem to be working, but we're in too deep to give up now, so let's just give it a bit more time." If you have, then you've fallen victim to the sunk costs trap. It's a natural human reaction to have negative emotional responses to loss. And when you've sunk time or money into a project or initiative that isn't paying off, you feel the loss of those resources. The trouble here is that that negative emotional reaction causes you to think irrationally and try to eliminate the feeling of loss by sinking even more resources into a bad project or throwing good money after bad. So, how do you pull yourself out of this trap so you can manage your business effectively and not run it into the ground because you refuse to walk away from projects or initiatives that just aren't working just because you've already invested in them? Firstly, recognize that money spent is not relevant to the conversation about what to do moving forward. Now, I mean this, really recognize that fact and accept it. For example, if someone came to you and said that they had an advertising program and for every $500 you spent on ads, you would generate $100 in sales, would you do it? Of course not, because it has a negative return on investment, and therefore it makes no sense for your business. So now let's say that you decided to pay for some Facebook ads to promote your new product, and you spent $500 on the ad campaign but only made two $50 sales in the first week. Would you continue the campaign because it was planned to last for a month and you're only a week into it? Hopefully no. Assuming that you've let the ad run for long enough that you have valid data about the way it converts, the $500 that you already spent is not relevant. The only thing that's relevant is that the return on investment is negative. Secondly, set clear expectations for any new project or initiative. Agree on clear goals that will indicate the success of initiative or project and timelines for when those goals must be reached by. If you get to the deadline and you're not reaching the goals you agreed upon at the outset, it's time to terminate the project, period. Do not allow yourself the option to get caught in the sunk cost trap. Just stick to what you decided before the emotion of lost resources and a failed project entered the picture and muddied your decision making. Finally, have an outsider spot check you from time to time. An outsider doesn't have the same emotional investment in the sunk cost of your business, so they'll more easily be able to tell you where you're wasting resources by falling into that trap. You may feel like you can't invest in a new customer relationship management software because you just paid for the system you have now last year. But an outsider will point out that your current CRM system is making you lose money by missing opportunities and making costly errors without feeling any attachment to the system that you currently have or taking the cost of the current system into account when determining if a new system is worth the investment. The sunk cost trap gets the best of us, and I have yet to meet any entrepreneur who hasn't fallen victim to it at least once. However, if you employ these methods, you can drastically reduce the likelihood that you'll continue to be suckered by it and drastically increase the likelihood of succeeding with your business. Now I'd like to hear from you. Tell me an example of a time that you fell victim to the sunk cost trap and what the consequences were. Then tell me what techniques you used to avoid it. Let me know in the comment section below, and if you're not already watching at Costa.com, make sure to get over to the website to join the conversation and check out all of the free resources available to help your business grow. If you found this video helpful or you know somebody else who would, please spread the love by liking it and sharing it. Did you find this video helpful or fun? Then share it with a friend who you think would benefit from the dish, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Facebook and subscribe to my channel on YouTube so you never miss any of the latest tips, tricks, and tutorials to help your business grow. And you get to see my adventures through the wide world of entrepreneurship and how I use the freedom running my own business gives me. Also, remember to head over to CateCosta.com so you can get in on the conversation about how to build your business to success so you can live your life your way.